going to shoot a film with Mummy today? Hi everyone. Say hi everyone. Go hi. Good blue kiss. Do you not want to be here? Alright, you say bye. So today we are going to be doing it. Are you stamping your feet? Tantrum city in this bedroom. No! Mummy can't film video when Bentley's being silly. Oh, Bentley's just done some drawings in here. Show it. Do you guys want to see his drawing? That is cool, Bentley. Hi guys. So I am going to talk about something that I've been wanting to talk about for a long time. Even before we decided to do the YouTube channel, I was wanting to make this video and talk about it and see if there's anyone else out there that is having kind of the same problems or that can relate. So this video is kind of going to be about Bentley, our little 2-year-old. I haven't written down notes or anything, so I'm just speaking, so I'm sorry if it's all jumbled, but generally he doesn't speak, and I guess the point that I'm going to try and put out there is he on the autism spectrum? So the reason we're wondering this is mostly because it has actually been brought to our attention and because we have had people comment about it and kind of put it in our minds. Generally we didn't think it, we just thought he's stubborn. But the more we have watched him, there's a few other things that are popping up that we do wonder about. So like I said, he is 2.5, nearly 2.5. And as a baby, he never really baby babbled. He was always quite a quiet baby. He did everything else right. He kind of walked at a year old. He crawled. He sat when he should have. And all that. He was a happy baby and there was no worries. And then kind of as he's gone older, we've realised that he doesn't want to speak or he can't. I don't think it's the can't. I think it's the don't want to. That's how I feel. I feel that he doesn't feel he needs to speak. He will say a few words. He will say mum, mum, daddy, like he has to say it like that. He'll say boo when he wants to. He'll say pop when we're talking about bubbles. But those few words that he does have aren't words that he'll use every day. He doesn't use the words to tell us what he wants or to speak to us or anything like that. He will use the words when he wants to on his own terms, and it's usually when we aren't paying attention. So if I was to say to him, you know, who am I? He won't say mum, mum. But when he's on his own and he's running up and down the hallway, he'll be like, mum, 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 kind of thing. So he's definitely not saying 2 words in a sentence. He is not stringing sentences together. And my older son, Jaden, he talked from a very early age. So it's something that definitely pops out at us. I'm not used to it because Jaden talked very early. Bentley communicates by kind of just making noises. He's just like kind of thing when he sees something interesting, or he'll, for yes, you'll be like, do you want a drink? He's like that's how he talks to us. And I guess generally we haven't really found it too much of an issue because as parents we know what he wants, what he needs. As he's getting older, kind of last month or so, we're finding that it's getting a little bit harder. We're finding that he throws quite a few more tantrums just because there is a lot of miscommunication now. We don't know, all of a sudden we aren't actually meeting his needs, so to speak. We're not giving him what he wants because we're not understanding that. So as well as the talking, which is the main point and the only thing we ever thought, and we thought, he's just lazy. And the more people that have come to us, they're like, our kids didn't talk till they were 4. My kid did this. He's just been stubborn. His older brother's talking for him. He doesn't need to talk. So we were like, yeah, that's exactly what's going on here. In the last, well, I actually filmed this video this morning, and then we went out for lunch, and there was a few things that he was doing, and I was like, hang on, you know, and so I thought, I'm going to come home and refilm this, because there are more things we're picking up on. There's certain little things like, if another child tries to communicate with him, like at lunch today, a little boy kind of said to Bentley, no. Bentley just snapped into his own little world and was just staring into space with this look on his face like he wanted to cry. And I know kids get upset, you know, he'd been put out of place, but he didn't really cry about it. He stood there, I got something on my teeth. He just kind of stood there staring into space until I realised what happened and grabbed him. He's getting more and more into his cleanliness, which, why complain about that? He's clean, but he just hates when he's eating. If he drops something on him, if he gets wet, he hates it. If he drops stuff on the bench when he's eating or anything like that, he'll clean it. If there's water on the floor, he will go get a towel. And that kind of thing. And that was kind of in my mind, like, is he over not dramatic, but is he overthinking this kind of thing? Because he's a child, he gets dirty, kids get dirty, they don't tend to care, but he does. Other things just are kind of like, obviously the tantrums and the way he composes himself, I always put that down to he's getting very frustrated with us because we can't help him. But even when I am kind of doing what he wants, if I don't, he's a 2-year-old, he's going to throw tantrums, but I'm just finding more and more that the tantrums are a little bit more unneeded or uncalled for. And whether or not, I mean, I could really be overreading this, because suddenly people saying to me, is it autism? And I'm suddenly like, oh my goodness, he's doing this and this and this. And maybe I am overreading it, you know. And I just want to really quickly say that this is in no way to make offense to anybody that has autistic children, because I know some one little girl especially, and she is just the most beautiful and gracious little girl, and I am not out to undermise, like, make out that, oh, I really hope that he's not, you know, because this isn't what this video is about. It's kind of me reaching out to ask you guys, did your kids do these things, and yes, they were on the spectrum for autism, or did they do it and it was just them, and suddenly they snapped, they started talking, everything stopped, or they just had these quirky little qualities that mean nothing? Because I know all kids are different, and he may just have these quirky little things. Talking about quirks, the other big thing that he does have is going like this. He will hunt you out, he will find you, and he will come to you and stand there with his thumb in his mouth and the other finger on your vein. And by the end of the day, we can have huge scratches down us. And we're like, what was that? Oh, that's right, Bentley was there. He will leave marks, kind of like I did there. Oh, someone's here. Okay, so like I was saying, yes, he will hunt us out and he will scratch us. When we align with him, he will pull at our ears. He'll have his hand on our face. He has to be close to us. He has to be doing something. He can't just lie there nicely, and we can lose like sleep at night because he has to be with us. He has to be touching us. I don't know if this is a trait or not, but it's just in our minds. So he has an appointment on the 11th of February, the same day as my surgery, so it's going to be a very rushed morning, at the child health centre at the hospital, and so they're going to look into everything for us, and so I will update you guys on that. But I think the reason I want to do this video is to ask you guys, like I said earlier, did your children do all this? Is this normal? Is this just this, or maybe he is? And I mean, if he was diagnosed with autism, of course we would welcome it with open arms and work with him, and just, we would love him no different. He is our little boo-boo. He is everything to us, even more so the fact that we probably can't have any more kids. He is just so special to us, and a diagnosis wouldn't change anything. But yeah, I think just reaching out and asking other people, what do you guys think? What's your take on this kind of thing? Alright guys,